Alright everybody, welcome to the stream. I am currently running the C62 Steam engine game, Steamline de Ikou, which roughly translates to Let's Go by Steam Engine, which is kind of funny because almost all the Steam train games released in Japan that you actually can drive a Steam engine in all have that title of Let's Go by Steam Train. I find it very funny. But yeah, feel free to comment, and we'll see how long we can make it. This will be a fun stream, that's for sure. Hey, Junction. Yep, hello again indeed. Man, it would be a nightmare to try to play the game like this. Funny, I was just thinking about you the other day. What did that comment say? Oh yeah. Talking about old times. Huh. Yep, old times indeed. Glad to see you're on another stream, or glad to catch you on another stream though. Yeah, definitely. It's nice to do a live stream every once in a while. I haven't really gotten time to do a bunch of them, but I do what I do. It's a lot of fun though, not gonna lie. Yep, just doing a relaxing steam train sesh today. We're driving the C62 steam engine, or sorry, the C62 number 3. They are the largest narrow gauge engines built over in Japan in terms of their 3-foot 6-inch Cape gauge tracks. And they also hold the record for the fastest narrow gauge steam locomotives, holding the Zimbabwe Express, I believe is what it's called. So it's pretty cool to actually drive one of these. But yeah, this game's a little tricky to do. But yeah, they are 464 Hudson type steam locomotives, which is pretty impressive. And what's funny is the first C locomotives came about because after World War II, Japan was like, we need an express passenger train that can also do freight. So they're like, hey, what if we just took the chassis of a C-57 and the boiler of a D-51 and smashed them together and added an extra wheel? And there you go. They just rebuilt a bunch of engines that way. If not finding it slightly odd on my end at least, I can recount so much of you from 2016 to 2017, yet all the time that has passed, yet you barely remember me. Not offended. Well, no, it's not that I don't remember you. It's just things have changed, and I have changed as well. And that happens to everybody. Ooh, sounds fancy. Hobble other engines together, get something you like. Classic model railway move. Yep, that is basically what they did. They kit bashed a steam engine together to create a new one, which I found was pretty good. Sounds like the GWR. Yeah, it does. Oh yeah, for anyone wondering what those little signs mean, those little ones that are right there, those are gradient posts. Those tell you what the grade of the track is gonna be, whether it's whether you're gonna be going up or down. Yeah, the reason I'm getting 5 points deducted every time is because I'm not whistling early enough at the crossing. Every other engine was like, let's keep the same, but we'll change this one thing. Go, great. Well, that's terrible. We're slashing the budget. Yeah, funny. Most train games deduct points for blowing your whistle more too often. Oh yeah, that happens too. You will get points deducted if you blow it too often in this game as well. That's another one. Now, currently, I am playing this on the easy mode. The only reason, so here's the thing. Here's the only difference between easy, intermediate, and expert mode in this game is right here. Your coal and water. When you start out on easy, you get 100% coal, 100% water for the whole journey. When you start out on intermediate, you start out with 80, and then trying to think. And then when you start out on expert, you start out with like 70 or 75, something like that. So yeah, it's very tricky. Dang, this game just seems like a harsh critic. Yeah, most of the Japanese train games will do that. They are very strict, and that's why I like playing them, because I'm a masochist. But also, so I have the added advantage of having actually driven steam engines in real life for a living. Yes, I've done that before. At many different little railways, I've done that. Most recent being Six Flags over Texas in Arlington. That was my most recent steam train gig. I did that for a summer, and it was actually pretty good. So it was really good. So I kind of like the whole idea of it being, oh, what is it? I kind of like that idea of, okay, let's see how an actual engineer has, does at this game. Oh yeah, I gotta whistle before entering a station. Yeah. There we go. I got infinite speed again. Me who just flies through stations ignoring health and safety. Oh wow, boy, who actually grew up to be a steam engine driver in the 21st century. Glad to hear that became a reality for you. I have driven so many engines at so many places. It is honestly nuts. The first one I ever got to drive was the 1630 at the Illinois Railway Museum. That was the first engine I ever worked on. And I started out as a grease monkey. That's just someone who goes and oils the joints in the morning for the engine and cleans it at roughly the age of 12 to 13. And then, under supervision, I became a fireman. And then after that, I became an engineer and I got to do that. All that was over a course of 3 years for 3 different summers, so a total of 9 months. Yeah, grease monkey. Yeah, it is a weird term, but there's a bunch of weird stuff that railroaders refer to things as. I know I've got a playlist dedicated to that. Herb's Hot Box of Railroad Slang. That's what I haven't done in a while. But yeah, that was the first one I drove. And then I got to go do a little bit of fun stuff in California to the Yosemite Sugar Pine Railroad. I got to run one of their shays. That was a lot of fun. And then Golden Spike National Historical Site, I did get to see their engines and volunteer on Jupiter and 119 for a little bit. That was a lot of fun. And then after that, I did. That's when I started doing all my trolley stuff. I stay clear of east and west coasts. Ha 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 ha. If you know where to look, you can find good places. And then I interned at Strasbourg for a day. Yeah, I did that for a single day. That was fun. And then I went to, let's see. Then after that, I did a couple more stints with Union Pacific, volunteering with them. So that was a lot of fun. I was at the shops when the big boy got fully put back together and put into steam. And I was on 2 of the rail tours with Ed. And I volunteered for the big boy when it came down here the second and third time. And then I did my thing with Six Flags because I needed a job while I was in between switching jobs. So, and this is just steam train stuff that I'm listing out, not the freight railroad, not the passenger railroad stuff, and not the interurban and streetcar stuff that I do, because that's the majority of what I do nowadays. So we got that. And I also went to Wales, and I got to drive Talfin Railway number 7, Tom Ralt, for a spell from Nat Gwernal to Dolgok Falls. So that was a lot of fun. So Tom Ralt is officially like my favorite engine of the TR fleet in terms of things that I've actually done. So even though I was really hoping to get Sir Hayden, but it is what it is. Have you driven steam engines commercially as a job? Yes. Six Flags was a job. Strasbourg was a job. The Golden Spike technically is a job, but that's more of a, hey, we appreciate you for doing this, so here's a little cash. So, yep. Those were the ones that I did do and did get paid to do. So those were a lot of fun. But I've done oil, coal, and wood burning locomotives. Those are all the ones that I have done. Tom Ralt is an appealing design. It's an Andrew Barkley, so can't go wrong with that. We got 2 of them, so yeah. Have you driven engines like Wales drove Tom? Fun. Yep, very fun indeed. Oh yeah, in this game, using the controls actually does affect your fuel usage. That's why I currently have my regulator set to 2, and my reverser is set to 1. So I am using my steam quite expansively, and now the level's gonna go out. So, and that's my time indicator, and I've got my meter count right there to tell me how long it is before the next stop. Yeah, right now we're just cruising along. Yeah, as for me, I've been much more into history, arts, language, and concerning more about Latin. It would be learning other languages. That much easier. Oh yeah, that's a very cool thing to do, to learn different languages. I am semi-literate in German and Spanish. Those are my primary ones, but I can read and speak Welsh a little bit. I specifically learned that so that I could go to Wales and read the street signs when I went to different places. So that was fun. And no, I don't know how. I cannot. I still cannot pronounce the world's longest railway station name. So don't ask me for that. All right. Whoops. Dang it. All right. 45 for my first station stop, I believe. Yep. There you go. All right, now I just got to line up the engine with that red line right there. I believe I still have enough momentum, so this should be easy. Come on, you can make it. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Oh, shoot, no. That's the regulator. Stop. Oh, I overshot. Ah, ha, ha, ha. My lifelong goal is to learn Polish. I'm a quarter% Polish, hence why learning some basics of Latin would aid in learning Polish. That's a very good thing. That's very cool. I like that. Your saved device is available. Ugh. I overshot by 4 meters. Ah! Bad. Bad. Not good. Bad. Latin was introduced to modern day country of Poland 9th century. Also, rip your poor engine. No, I accidentally pulled the regulator up instead of the brake. They're met. So this is brake, that's regulator, and I sometimes get them swapped. So, minus 18 points. Ouch. Yeah. That's like 15 something feet long. Yeah, it is. Yeah. And away we go again. Yeah. Welsh is challenging, though, even for native speakers. Yeah, it is. It is quite hard to get it down. That I will fully admit. Yep. Another crossing coming up. There we go. Oh yeah, that's another thing. In Japan, the engineer sits on the left side. Because I'm used to sitting on the right side being engineer. Because as a fireman, I've always been stuck on the left side, which is really funny. that they do left-hand driving. So. Yeah, Uno reversed. Yes, very, very much so. Uno reversed. But I'll say this: if you study steam engines for as long as I have, you'll find that most of the time you don't really favor left or right hand running. You just learn to be ambidextrous. Because there are some times where you do just have to run an engine backwards, and you're basically doing left-handed running while you're doing that, which I have had to do many a time with a few diesels. For the diesel stuff, I have operated 4 diesel switchers at the IRM, and I also, for a brief period of time as a switchman, operated with a few diesels at an industrial chemical plant out of over in West Texas. So that was, or no, East Texas. Sorry, that was one of the big ones that I did. Yep. Let's see. The wrong wall. IRM is. Let's see. That was here in the summer. Oh, that's really nice. But yeah, no. It's the diesels I ran with were basically they were basically Jeeps that had their hoods cut down and had Caterpillar diesel engines stuck in them. So instead of going through and having to open up the side panels, turn a bunch of switches, and then flip a big switch and crank the diesel engine up, all we had to do was hit a giant red button inside the cab, and it would say, engine on, and then there we go, it would be on, which I thought was hysterical, because it's like one of those Bluetooth headphone things. It was like that voice, and then you just hit, and it would say, engine off. Yeah, hitting a giant red button sound. Yeah, no, it was just, no joke, it was like one of the big thermonuclear warhead missile switches. Like, you pull up the little thing, and then you undo another little tab, and then you open up the housing, and then boop, big button. I thought that was hilarious. You still had the brake and throttle levers and everything else, but the cabs were very much so very plain. They had no insulation, no nothing. It was just a bunch of metal and some windows, and it sucked. It was like 112 degrees most days out there, and there was no shade, no protection from anything. So, yeah, it sucked. And I'm glad I left that job. I still am thankful for the experience it gave me, but oh goodness, I hated that job. Yeah, very brutal. Oh yeah, no, what was even funnier is the steam train at Six Flags. The cab, the hottest it ever got was like 130 degrees in there one day during the summer. And all we did, this is what I would do, I'd take my engineer hat, dunk it in the tender tank for the water, put it on my head, and just let it drip down while I'm sitting in there in overalls and a jean shirt. Yeah, that was our uniform. And let the water drip down. And by the time we'd gone around like 6 times, we would be completely bone dry in there again. Yeah, I could live near, I could never live in Texas. Yeah, no, I hate it here. I hate it here in Texas. That's why me and someone very special are set to eventually go live up north. So that'll be fun. That way I'll be within a stone's throw of East Broad Top, Strasburg, Connecticut Valley, Mount Washington, and Maine's 2-foot. So I'll be able to go and do all the fun stuff. All right, entering another station now. Alright, here we go. Let's see if I can stop within the correct amount of meters. Alright, I stopped too short this time. 2 meters short. I can not recommend Illinois, lol, but yes, neighboring northern states to our northeast and west are quite nice, albeit the Dak- Dakotas, Wyoming, and that sort are a bit boring. Well, if you've never been to the Black Hills of South Dakota, that was one of the tourist railroads I got to go to as a kid. I was like, I think 7 years old when I got to go there and ride their train, and it was a big 2662 Mallet type engine, which was really cool. That went up the hills nearby where Mount Rushmore is. So that's really cool to see. Yep. Minus 6 points. Okay, at least I've still got 136 points, so doing well. Yep, boring isn't always bad, but boring in perhaps the sense not socially or politically active, which to some people is a great deal. Yes, that I can understand. Down here, I'm sick of being politically active. It is a constant thing down here, and ugh, it is brutal down here. I do not like it. Not fun. Let's see. I mean, honestly, when was the last time any of the interior Western states were relevant to politics in this nation? Yeah, I mean, that's a relevant point. I mean, didn't Utah change their flag recently? Wasn't that like the biggest thing down over there? Is that they were changing it, and it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna make it beehive themed because we're the beehive state because Mormons. That's a thing that they do. So that was like the most thing I've heard out of that place. So yeah, and away we go again. Yeah, this game is actually pretty relaxing because you get these nice long stretches and you can just enjoy the scenery and the engine trucking along. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, people in Utah, news to me. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they do live there. That's where the Golden Spike is, so it's always East and West Coast screaming with the Southern and Midwestern squaring up. Yes, yes. Southern hospitality versus Midwestern hospitality is a real thing. That is a real war. I would know. I was born over in Chicago, so I'm used to that. But man, being down here, yes ma'am, no sir. You know, yes sir. It is so BS. It's so big old BS. But it is what it is. Oh, here we go. This is where we can really stretch the train out. Thankfully, the best of them. But best of both, I can... Eh, nice. Let's see just how fast we can go. I know I've hit 100 kilometers an hour on here once. Seventy-two kilometers, 73. So we're making good time. I think 75 is going to be our current max. And there's a station up ahead, so we gotta slow down. 45 kilometers an hour. Let's see if we can make this. Coming in hot. Oh, and we'll probably make it on the dot with our timing, too. Let's see. Let's see how far we can stretch this out. Almost. Okay, perfect. We stopped at 0 meters. Yes. Hey, you drove the train successfully. Yes, I did. And here we are, pulling into the station. That's our train. That's our C62. Yeah, C62 number 3 actually still does exist, and there is one operating C62, and I believe it's at one of the railway museums in Japan. There used to be, this one used to do mainline tours, but it got replaced by a, I think it was a C11. That's the, I can't remember if that's the 264 tanks or the 262 tanks. Let's see, I got 8 points, so, oh boy, 169 points. Nice. Yeah, just change it up a bit. Yeah. Have you considered live streaming trains, railworks? No, I don't like those games. I hate those. And there's a really big reason. Number one, Roblox is now basically pay to play, and I hate that. Trains is annoying to set up, and Railworks never works on like I used to have Railworks back when it was just, oh yeah, you could buy the game and that's it. And I played the LMS Black Fives, the Somerset and Dorset F7 or no 7Fs, and the Deutsche Bahn. I think they're the fifth. What is it? They're the somethings. They're Die Kriegslok. That's what it is. The war locomotives. I know they technically have a number designation. I just can't remember them. Oh yeah, Train Sim seems to be a lot better, but it's expensive. Yes, it is very expensive. This, I have all the games that were released for the, all the Steam Train games that were ever released for the PS1. I do have the Steam Train game that is the Nintendo Switch, it's the Orient Express package that goes with Rail Story. I do have that, and that is like 3 times harder than this because you have to buy your fuel, and you have to manage it just as much, and it is so annoying. But I do want to play that on here one day eventually. I do want to do that. So that'll be a lot of fun. But that one's still kind of buggy to play. Like sometimes the sound glitches and it won't play the sounds like when you're trying to use the whistle and all that sort of stuff. But I do have all this. I do have all the Steam Train games for PS1, so I do intend to play all of those. And you guys have already seen me play Kensha Dego, which is the Densha to Go Steam Train game, which I've only played the first 4 levels. I've been trying to play the last 4 because there's 8 total, but the last 2 are nearly impossible to get stars on. So, but I have almost all the Densha to Go games for PS1. I still need to get Densha to Go Pro. But what I really want to do, my favorite game for the Go series is Densha de Go Ryohodin, which is, it roughly translates to the feeling you get when traveling, but it should really just be called Densha no Chinchin, which is the bell tram, because it's all tram cars and streetcars and trolleys, and I love that. And they even have the Botchin train in there. If you don't know what that is, there's a very famous Japanese novel called Botchin, and there is a little steam engine that is featured in it, and that steam engine is still preserved to this day. And there's little diesel replicas of those engines that run in the same town. I'm trying to remember what town it is, or what prefecture in Japan. But you can drive that thing in that game, and it is so cool. It's so cute. So I definitely want to do that on live stream, because I've been doing trolley stuff for almost now as long as I've been doing steam engine stuff, which is nuts. Yep, it does sound terrifically charming. Yes, it is very charming. The Botchin train is, like, eventually when I go to Japan, that is like one of the main things I'm gonna do. I need to go to the Kyoto Railway Museum. I need to go to the Oigawa Railway, which, by the way, in the Steam to Ikou original game, because this is Steam to Ikou 2, Steam to Ikou 1, you can basically drive 2 of the engines that are on the Oigawa line. That's the C11 that they use as Thomas, and there is a what is it, C58 that they use for James, and that's the other one that you can drive out of it. There's like, you can drive a C11, you can drive a C10, C11, C58, and I'm trying to remember, and a C57 Pacific. It's the one with the fancy pantsy smoker rester on its top. And yes, we will eventually play that game on stream. So yes, I heard they're getting repair and overhaul, which is interesting to see how that goes. If they get any big cosmetic changes, not really. I mean, all they really did. This is why I love Japan's Thomas trains, because over in the UK they at least try to make Thomas look like Thomas, by adding the side tanks and stuff. But in Japan, they just took a standard engine and just slapped a face and painted it blue. That's all they did. And I love that. I love that aesthetic of a Thomas train, of a train that is cosplaying as Thomas. That is the best way I can put it, and I find it very cute. Which, by the way, my buddy Matt Manders, he's a good friend of mine, he got me the Playrail Oigawa Thomas set. So I have it and the coaches sitting up on my shelf right now. Let me go grab it really quick. It's still in the box. I don't know if you guys would be able to see this on stream, but I don't know how well you can see that, but there it is. There's Oigawa Thomas. Oh, shoot. All right. Yeah, the Playrail version. Yes, I do love the Playrail version. That is like that's one of my favorites. But what's really funny, I don't know if you can see it, but the illustration they have for Thomas, like they have like a real picture of the train right there, but it's just their stock image they use for their C11, but they just like Microsoft Paint colored it in and slapped a PNG Thomas face on it, and I love that. It's so funny. Let's see here. Yes, especially when you take into account more of the lore, like how would the real Thomas react to that? Yeah, I mean, Like, here's the thing. Like, here in the U.S., if anyone wants to do Day Out with Thomas, they either have to use the official dummy unit or they have to get Strasbourg to let them borrow their Thomas. And I hate that. I hate that, like, no museum can go and just put what is it? That they can't just put a face on an engine and be like, here's Thomas, here's Donald, and Douglas, and Gordon. And it's like, it would be so great, because literally everywhere else does it, but we don't, because we're wussies. Because contracts and money and Mattel and crap, and it's like, get a freaking hold of yourself, please. Like, really? It is so bad. Let's see. Yes, I want to get one. Yeah, I saw the artwork on the wiki years ago and died laughing when I saw that. Yeah, yeah. I love how they're very. It, it's like, oh, we want Day Out with Thomas. We have Day Out with Thomas at home. That's the best way to do it. Yeah, the UK, they've done that with D199, Caroline, Terrence Spencer, Mavis, and all sorts. Yes, they have. The closest we have to doing that here in the States is Mavis at Strasbourg. That was it. That was the closest we ever got to the, oh yeah, we have Thomas at home aesthetic. Like, okay, I love Train Boy. I think he's a great YouTuber, but I don't like his take on Day Out with Thomas engines where he's like, that looks cursed. That looks weird. I'm like, I love how goofy stuff looks. It is so funny. Didn't Strasbourg do Rusty? Yes, they did. How could I forget that? Yeah, we have. Okay, so we've done Rusty and Mavis in the U.S. That's the only other shit that we've done. It would be so easy for them to turn number 89 into James for a season. I would donate money for that. I would donate money for them to do that for a season. That would be amazing. Can you imagine that? You just have James and Thomas running around with Percy being the engine. You can go into the cab and see stuff. That would be so freaking cool. But no, we're never going to do that here because we're the U.S. We're weird. We don't have health care provided by the government. You know, we got all sorts of crap wrong with us. We can't have good shit. I still find it funny, though, that they still haven't gotten a D51 and put the hero face on it. That would be so cool to see, just for like a day. That would be amazing. But enough nerding out about Mas. Oh boy, I used up a lot of my coal. I was not paying attention. Ugh. I've got to ration that. Yes, the staples of the show. Thomas, Percy, Mavis, Rusty. Yes, the staples of the show. Don't you know the ironic Steam team? Or iconic. I meant to say iconic. I am stupid. I has the dumb. To be fair, if the U.S. government were to provide national healthcare service, I can't imagine we would provide submission one being $30 trillion in debt. Yeah, I mean that is true. That is very true. One other thing. I do have the Japanese Rail Sim Switch game, the one that they released in the U.S. That is Japanese Rail Sim Journey to Kyoto. That is the tram driving game where you get to go through the Maple Leaf Tunnel. And before anyone says it, I may or may not have gotten the Pro Controller for that. Woo! I'm so excited! If it comes in, that'll be so cool. But I really want to play Denshin Go on Switch on stream. That'll be a lot of fun to do. Have you ever tried playing the old Thomas PC games? They're incredibly charming. No, I have not. I don't actually have a PC. Believe it or not, this is just a monitor. There is no actual computer hooked up to this. This is just a monitor that I have. I don't have a working computer at home. I did have a laptop that I used to do stuff off of occasionally, but that thing has bricked up. It will not work anymore. So, oh wow, no laptop or PC. Dang. Yeah, I got my phone. I'm streaming this off of a tablet. A lot of people don't really know that. Yeah, I stream on a budget, a very strict budget. So, yep. But that may eventually change. So, But hey, you know what? A shoestring budget can be charming. Gotta watch the speed limit. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I don't have to worry about it. Whenever you get that symbol, that means that you have infinite speed limit. Like, basically, you don't have to worry about anything. Yeah, I've got the Densha to Go plug-and-play game, too. That's another one that I have. The first one, not the plug-in for the Shinkansen game. Which, can I just say, it really sucks that that you can't go from Osaka to Tokyo in that game like the real bullet train does. You Because of marketing stuff with JR Central, you can only do stuff with the JR East and JR West trains in that game, which is bogus. Let's see. I cannot say the same for me as I look at my iPhone, iPod, PC, iPad all next to me. It's not what I'd call healthy or ideal, but to live the 21st century is low-key necessary. Yes, it is. That's why I have my modern phone and my tablet. That's really all I need them for, so. Oh, we're at 199 points. Ooh, let's keep this going. This is a lot of fun. And we got another crossing coming up. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, in this game, if you hit certain places at certain times at the right speed, you will activate a cutscene to play, which I've only ever gotten to do that on one single run. I've only ever gotten that to work once, and I've never gotten it to work ever since. And I'm so freaking mad. Hang on a second here. There we go. Sorry, just making sure everything's configured correctly. Yep. I also have a tablet DVD player combo, which I have no idea what to do with. I don't think there's much resale value in it. You never know. You could get something pretty good out of it. After all, I have a PS1, which eventually I will be selling the PS1, so that way I could get it to use the PS2, which, yes, believe it or not, you can play PS1 games on PS2. The backwards compatibility thing works even for Japanese consoles. So once I have the Japanese PS2, that is basically all the games that I want to play for Densha to Go. I don't really want to play Densha to Go 3. I don't want to play Densha to Go Final, because that's technically what the plug-and-play game is, so I already have that. I don't need to buy that. And the JR simulator games are okay, but they have their own controller that you can buy, but it's super hard to get, and, like, I'm gonna be honest, the Densha to Go tram controller, that is going to probably bankrupt me because that's like almost 500 bucks. But you know, it is what it is. So I just gotta do what I can with what I have. Yeah. Oh yeah, streaming services suck. That is another big thing. That is, yeah, that is not bueno at all. All right, this is a station we're just passing through. And out of that woods, now let's continue on. Yep, just making sure I've got enough traction to get up the hill. I'll say this, the big improvement that this game has on the original is that the HUD, so all this stuff stays here no matter which camera angle you choose, and I like that. Because if you're in this view in the Steam to Ikou 1, then well, let's just put it this way, you don't have anything on here. You're running blind, and I hate that. And into a tunnel we go. Yes, I noticed that a genuine improvement. Yeah, it is. Steam Ikou 1 is very fun, but it's got this screen jitter, and so does so does Kenshirego. They both do this stupid thing where the screen will go and because it's PS1 and it's not very powerful, the pixels move by like a full thing, and they have that weird flicker, and it's very off-putting to my eyes. It's very annoying. Like, this is always solid. It doesn't do the jitter thing, no matter which orientation you're in. This is just a solid PNG block, which is nice. Yep. The jitterbug pixel dance. Ha, no. But like you can kind of see the jitter, like as you see this, the opening of the tunnel open up, you see how it flickers? That's screen jitter. Now granted, if I was playing this on an old CRT TV and had a motion capture on it, that would actually do a lot better. Because the fuzziness of those TVs was accounted for when making these graphics. So they appeared a lot more rounded than the originals did. Ouch. I was speeding. I was trying to slow down, but I did not slow down in time. There we go. But unfortunately, I do not have an old CRTV. I have an old computer screen monitor. It's an old HP monitor, so it works just as well. Although it's a lot sharper in resolution, but I wish it was not. That way everything would look a little bit more, a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. How much older Thomas accounted with their earlier sets, season one and back two? Yeah, less budget. Yep, yep, it is kind of like that. Oh yeah, another thing. Maybe in future I might be able to get the Cool Props replica. That is something I'm saving up for big time that I want to get because I actually want to motorize it to have a working iMech and a motor so that it can move. So that way I can finally be a part of the Gauge 1 community because that doesn't have any drama associated with it. Now does it? I'm obviously joking, but it would still be cool to take that to train shows and show off. Oh, okay. Don't have to worry about speed limits no more. Yep. But there's something charming though to seeing how everything is made. I mean, I do appreciate digital alterization of media in terms of improvements or corrections from time to time, but there's just something about practicality and physical sets and actual like physical stuff like matte paintings and stuff like that that just there's nothing that can be beat. So I mean, don't get me wrong, AI is kind of cool, but it's not something that I would encourage people to use at all. Because I've seen so many people who cultivate their what they do, and it is amazing to watch. So if you think you're not good at building something, just keep building it. As long as you keep doing stuff and you keep improving on your technique, little by little, you'll be able to get the hang of it. I mean, hell, I sucked at painting. A lot of people remember my early Trackmaster customs, and they sucked but now I make models that are literally museum level quality, that are on display in museums that people go to regularly and see, and they're like, this is amazing. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, we're approaching the halfway mark soon. Once we hit the rainy level, that's when we'll be getting near towards the end of this game. So we're running pretty good. Let's see, how long have we been going for? 1 hour so far. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. Now we're just coasting downhill. To be fair, you had very little budget back then with the Trackmaster Customs. Yeah, no, I had a very shoestring budget. I was literally using craft paints that I got out of like school or from people who didn't want them anymore from friends. And occasionally a nail polish bottle. So, yeah, it was very messy, but I've gotten way better at doing stuff, and I've just been making my 009 models recently again, so those have been a lot of fun. Yeah, one thing I have been debating on is getting the PS1 Japanese Thomas game. Technically, there's actually two of them. There's the Station Play game, and then there's the Draw game, which is it comes with like a custom tablet that you can draw on, and that's the one you can build your own custom engine character in. But I don't know. It's a very iffy thing because I don't know. I still work with my Tomy Trackmasters, less complicated, let's say proper electrical work with a proper model train. Yeah, I have been thinking about doing a play rail big boy train, but not using the Hyper Guardian train. I'm trying to build it out of out of a set of knockoff Donald and Douglases and a Revell big boy kit. So I appreciate the simplicity, simple motor or battery swap, and cool. The train works lol. Yep, it's a very nice thing. And also, I've been working on getting the RC controllers for the Playrail trains because Playrail made trams, they made streetcars, and I'm like, I want those. And you can swap the chassis. They made the chassis swappable with the RC locomotives, the RC Shinkansen trains. And you can drive it using the little trolley shell on top of that motor, and it works just the same. So I like that. It'll be very fun to do. All right, we've got in a few seconds, we'll have 999 meters left to go. So there we go. And I'm just gonna let her coast because we have to be there at 11:15, 45 seconds. Right now it is 11:10 and 43 seconds and counting. So I'll just keep coasting and just keep it at 50 kilometers for the most part. I think that'll be a good one. Playrail does have very cool lineup of motorized trains. Too bad they don't have an international range where they do stuff from, like, so let's say Europe or North America. Yeah, that does kind of suck that they don't have an international range. They could make a lot of really nice stuff. Could you imagine getting a Black 5 from them or the Orient Express? Oh, that would be so friggin' great. I still want to get Galaxy Express 999 though. That's been a real big one that I want to get. All right, we're coming into the station. One and 0 meters. We stop perfectly. Yep, City of Churro or an American 440 with a functioning headlamp. They did actually make. There is a mold. I know for a fact they made an American-style steam engine in Playrail that has a front headlight that works. I know they did that once. I still need to get the, I think it's either Yosemite or Yoshitsune? I can't remember, but it's the 260 Mogul steam engine, the American-built #1 engine that they have. It's like the quote, the oldest the oldest working steam engine in Japan. Even though I think there's a 240 engine that has that beat by a few years. So, yeah. They did. News to me, huh? Yeah, no, that's an old mold. That's like, I think mid 2000s mold that they made that functioning headlight one. I'll have to see. I know I've got two G51s that have functioning headlights. So those are really good engines. All right, we're at the halfway mark, folks. We're at the rain. And yes, the environment does play, what is it? The environment does play a role on how the train performs. So let's get some sand down. Wow. Did the weather just decide to exist? Lol, yes. Well, we're going over a mountain. Well, we're going to be going through a mountainside, actually. That mountain right there. Let's see. Albeit I keep up more with the Thomas stuff they do naturally. I'll say this: a lot of people sleep on just how good the regular steam engines, diesels, and electric engines that Playrail makes are. A lot of people sleep on that because it's like, oh, it doesn't have a face, therefore I don't like it. I have now been exclusively collecting those, and they are, oh, they are so good. They even have a Steam Sound D51, and they made two versions. There's the D51 200, which has the JR or Japanese Railway Blue Coach, and then there's I think it's number 469 or 459. I can't remember, but it's another D51. And that one has just a standard steam locomotive brown coach behind it, like the other ones do. And I do plan to get both. I think more people in Thompson if they did North American designs people recognize from their own country. Yeah, that would be something kind of cool to see, but eh. I still need to get a Trackmaster Hank to turn it into a proper K4 Pacific from the Pennsylvania. That's something I still want to do. It's a really fun model. All right. Oh boy, we're getting through this rain, that's for sure. Let's see, Trackmaster Hank is tricky to track down. At least the authentic kinds, the knockoff version is okay, no offense, the knockoff version is better because it's loco driven and you can modify it to have working side rods. I think UC Weapon did that a while ago, like almost 15 or 16 years ago he did that, and he made an Australian Pacific engine out of Hank. So I really, really would want to do that and have a K4 Pacific or two. I mean, what I would really want to do is get both versions, but take the side rods off of the original Trackmaster Hank and modify them to be functional. Like actually put a peg on the side where usually the metal bolt goes through, and have those be movable. Oh, the valve gear on that would look so nice. Model projects. So many. And I'm not going to lie, I do support getting the knockoff Trackmaster stuff as parts farms. So that way, the originals, you don't harm that market in terms of taking apart those, because the knockoff ones are about the same level of quality, just slightly off color is the best I can put it. Is their engine. Mattel released their engine-driven Hank in 2008, discontinued 2009. Was the tender-driven one? Yeah. I actually did have, as a kid, I did have a Trackmaster Hank, and I loved that one because I was like, oh, it's a blue Henry in my mind. That's what I thought it was. Unfortunately, I no longer have any of my original Trackmaster stuff. All I have is my modern Tomy Playrail stuff that I'm getting, so, yep. Yeah, it's been real nice to get most of those. They're very fun to mess with. And I do eventually intend to set up a Playrail layout of some kind, so that'll be cool. I bought my Hank in 2018. I loved so much the cab detail, which was insane. Yeah! Isn't it kind of weird that Hank is, like, I think the only Trackmaster engine that has cab detail? Like, legit cab detail? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe he's the only one that actually has cab detail like that. Because I know Emily doesn't. Gordon, Edward, Henry, James, none of them have anything. I mean, like, just wow. Yep, getting through the rain, getting through this rain. As far as I know, seeing as I own nearly the entire range, I believe you're correct, although it would be very easy to give. Yeah, it would be very easy to give engines cab detail. It would be very easy to do. I know I gave all of my Lionel engines cab detail back when I still had them, but they're all gone now. Yep. still going uphill. Let's see. Easier than, say, Edward James or the Caledonian Twins. Which would you have what you would have to open the cab for? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I do intend to get an Emily eventually because I want to do the Columbine engine. It's a Bootycom type engine. It's a 222, but it looks very similar to Emily. And I do want to build a Sterling single version because I have gone to see Great Northern Number One. I have actually seen that engine in real life. I have seen her. She is a very pretty engine. Oh yeah, you can if you whistle at the rail fans that are beside the tracks, you get points for doing that. Which requires cutting, which is messy. Yeah, cutting is very messy. I have to like every time I get a new resin kit for one of my 009 engines, I have to use my Dremel to sand down stuff, and the dust gets everywhere. It is bad. Bleh, bleh. Isn't this nice? Just the rain, the train, something else that rhymes with ain. Lol. Yep, yep. Let's see. Oh, let's see. I always do it in our garage. Well, I haven't done it in over 5 years, but I was doing it quite frequently always in the garage. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Alright, we are now within the 30 mile an hour, or sorry, 30 kilometer an hour stretch. And that is because there is a tunnel with a waterfall washout next to it. So, yeah, it was a windy day, then good, never to be heard from again. Just a windy day. Yep. Oh look, more rail fans. Yay, points. I like points. See, look, there's the little waterfall washout right there, beside the line. They don't want it washing the embankment away. Let's see, nothing, let's see, windy day, good, never be heard from again. Unless it'd blow in your face and then bleh, have mask only do so much, your goggles were always wise. Nothing like breathing in a bit of plastic to start your day, right? Hey, the tunnel, now it's so quiet. Yes, except you get this noise. Very eerie. Yeah, spooky haunted tunnel. Ooh. And the rain has stopped. Hoorah. Yeah, we should be coming into a mountainside town very soon. The Scarlet Railway, but it's gone Japanese instead of Welsh. Ha ha. I mean, going to the Talyllyn Railway, I will say this: it is a very unique experience. If you are able to go to England, or if you live in England and you're able to visit the mountains of Snowdonia and go to Wales, it is 100% worth that damn visit. It is so pretty out there. The mountains and the trees are gorgeous. The grass is literally greener over there. It really is. I was genuinely surprised. It was like almost a neon green with the plants, and I'm just like, whoa, because over here in the US, the foliage is just so dark and dense, it almost looks blue in certain lighting, so it's very nice. Alright, I'm at 28 and 29% on my coal and water, so I've got to make this last. Thankfully, since it's the easy setting, we should be able to make it last. Should be possible. Alright, we got 999 meters left. Let's see, yes, with so much more frequent rain, gardens in the Ireland and UK can be very vibrant. Yeah, they are very vibrant there. It is nuts how vibrant everything is down there. Alright, we're at 300 meters. Let's start slowing down. And perfect, we stopped right on the 0 mark. We still got 27 and 28% fuel and coal left over. We are making good. We are making good time. Oh yeah, this is the only Japanese train game where you can actually drive a C62. And what's funny is Kenshiro is the only one where you can drive a C58 and a C... Oh no, wait. A C58 and a D51. Those are the two that you can drive in that game that are exclusive to that game. But for some reason, in Kenshiro and Steam de Ikou 1, the C57 is the one that you can drive in both games. But in Steam Deku, you can't drive, or sorry, in all the other ones you can't drive the what is it? The C10, C11, and the what is it? And the C56. Those are the only other ones that you can't do. Oh look, we got a rainbow. How cute. Hey, some graphic design. Yes. Let's see here. Some birds in the sky would have been a nice touch, but of course this is one. Yes, yes. That would have been kind of cool. I know in Kenshiro, when you're going through Tokyo, there is a section where you go past some cherry blossom trees that are in the middle of the city, and the petals are falling on the screen. And same thing with the snow levels. There's snow that falls down occasionally, and also they have rain in that game too. Yep. We're nearing the end of the line. We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. So I'm very happy about that. May we not all crash. Yeah. No, don't worry. With me at the throttle, I have never once caused an accident. I have been in accidents when other people are operating, but I have never caused an accident. That's because I'm careful. I don't boast. I just say the facts. And we're making good speed, making good time. So we've got it all under control. But if we do, luckily no one was hurt. Will save us. Ha 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 ha, yeah. Yep. Indeed, Junction. Indeed. Whew. I get a little tired. Whew. Lots of trees over here. Yep. Quite a brisk pace. Yeah, we're going 77 kilometers an hour. That's like what? 60 miles or 50 miles an hour or something like that? Oh, dropped my phone there. There we go. Well, we'll just assume. All right. Let's see here. Let's assume. Yes, lol. Nice. All right, we're getting close. Gotta slow down to 55. We're just passing through this station. Yeah, we got 10 minutes to make up for, or we got 10 minutes to knock out that 6,000 meters. Oh, crud. Gotta go 25. Oh, I'm definitely gonna get deducted some points for this. Ha ha, I made it! In your face! Okay. Just go really slow. Gotta go very slow. Yeah. Why do we gotta go so stinking slow here? I'm wasting coal. Thank you. Well, no point deductions. Yeah. Or whoa, no point. Yes, whoa, indeed. Yes, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Makes a little sense. I think it's because of the sharp corners. That's probably why. It's a radius thing. That's why it had me slow down. Let's see. I don't know then. Maybe the game devs thought differently. Can you derail in this game? I have never tried to derail in this game, so I don't think it's I don't think it's encoded. In Steam to Ikou, you can't derail either, and in Kenshidego, it's kind of implied if you like careen through one of the buffer stops, but like it doesn't actually show the train derailing. I know in the Rail Story game, you can derail in that one if you go too fast, and I've done that like twice. So, let's see. Yeah, 15%. We're getting low. That's for sure. Oh, we got another tunnel coming up. Fourteen, 15%. Oh boy. I love how there's just a crossing there, out in the middle of just countryside. Very fun. Actually, maybe something to experiment with than if you can actually derail. I don't know. I wouldn't want to experiment with it right now. Right now, I'm trying to make it to the very end of the line. Here we go, we got another bridge. Let's see. Sort of like America. Random things out in the middle of nowhere. Yep, that's a very common thing now here. Another bridge. These are some really big bridges too. I can't remember when's the last time I actually made it to the end of the line in this game. Because normally I rarely ever play on the easy mode. I try to play on the harder modes so I can get a high score. %. Currently at 72 kilometers an hour. And now we're closing past the 9,000 or the 900 mark. All right, closing in 500 meters, 400 meters. Let's see. 300 meters. All right, now we got to start braking. 25. Ooh, that's going to be tricky. Ah! Didn't whistle in time. There we go. We're at 25 kilometers an hour. At least I made that 5 points back. Did those crossing gates just open or just not? Oh, no, I actually don't know. And there we go. We made it. Ooh, let's see our replay. Oh, there we are. Hey, the end of the line. Yep, this is the end of the line, I believe. Oh, wow, I got plus, wait, 340 points. 348. Okay, so I got 8 points extra. Yay, we made it. Hooray. Alright, let's put my initials in here. Mr. James, conductor. Let's see. Oh, wow, I beat my original score. That was my original score right there, 240, 348. Wow. That's amazing. That was fun. Yes, we will save that. Yes, I do have a memory card for this, so that way I can save all my progress and stuff. Yep. Oh, we got a little animatic. Oh, it's playing a remix of I've Been Working on the Railroad. To hear the whistle blowing, rise up so early in the morning. Can't you hear the captain shouting? Don't you blow your horn? Don't you blow, don't you blow, don't you blow your horn? Someone's in the kitchen. It's very cute. This is a really good end credit sequence. I like this. It's way better than what the other games do. And yes, this is made by Tomy, the same people who make the Playrail stuff. Wait a minute, is this the celebratory dance the passengers put on for getting there in the One Piece? Lol. I wish. Very cool footage. Choo-choos. Well, that was a fun game, and I'd like to thank you all for embarking with me on this outstanding journey, and I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, I'll see you guys on down the line.